Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Sunless Skies. In the last episode we managed to finish the Chiropterous Hoarders storyline, so I think we're going to move on to doing some of the other officers that we have on board. The one that we've got the most way through, and I hope that was the wrong button, and I hope we have enough things to actually continue, because I did mean to check before I started recording, but now I've started and I've put myself in a situation where I don't have much choice. Here we go. Trade savage secrets over a slice of Battenberg cake. We're going to be talking to the fatalistic signalman. The signalman has sunk back into his reticence. This time, you'll need even bleaker tales to coax him out. Something properly grisly. He laps up your stories like a cat would cream. In return, he shares a story of his own. Came to the skies as a lad. In the first days, Her Majesty needed a whole country built and granted us 30 years to do it. I took the offer, helped lay the foundations of London, built some of the dome over the throne of ours. Then I joined up with the Squire to lay the Isambard line and headed to the Reach. Last time I saw Albion, it were just construction. I'd like to take a look around, see what our graft brought. The signalman wants you to show him Albion. Accumulate 5 Albion port reports. Well, isn't this going to be fun? Okay. So we need to go to Albion. And I need to get some stones. I suppose I could buy some in Port Prosper, considering that's where they sell them. Something seems slightly broken with my map right now. I can't click on anything. Oh well. Yeah, okay, we're quite close to Port Prosper at Port Avon, so I'm pretty sure you can buy supplies and fuel at Port Prosper as well, so we'll go to Port Prosper. And we'll see what we can do. Yes, I will see you there, because it's quite a trek. I'll bring you back if anything interesting happens. Oh god. Not again. Well, that went surprisingly well. All things considered, as a cantankerous. Was a cantankerous. Okay, hang on, let's see if we get anything different from this. Oh god, the noise. The noise. Palpitating myconial mass of fractured chitinous legs, frilled grills, and ruptured polyps. A growth of livid fungus has engulfed a small herd of cantankerous. Now it is dying. The herd grumbles, one irritable, faltering voice. Yeah, it's the same as before, and I'm not going to eat it. Let's dig. 5 terror. The fungal sheath is tough, fibrous. It must be dug out by the roots, which sprout between the cantankerous segmented plates. You use a sharpened trowel and the leather-gloved fingers. Beneath, a glitter of valuable stones. Oh wait, we may as well loot the actual cantankerous as well. Let's lose terror. I wonder how much terror we lost then. I should have paid attention. It didn't seem like much, but nothing. Right, we're not there yet. In fact, we haven't gone very far at all. We're at Covell's Combe. So, yes, I'll be back. Okay, so here we are in Albion. I'd like to know if we have any port reports for here, but I can't for the life of me remember where you see him. Port reports, here we go. Port Prosper. The Serene Mausoleum, that's 1. Achilles, that's in Pan. Eagles Empyrean, that's Pan. House of Roll and Change, that's Pan. Okay, so in theory we have 1, the Most Serene Mausoleum. Let's pop over to the Floating Parliament. We can't get one from the Barbers and Workworlds without going down onto the world, I think, but I don't remember if I've done that or not. But if I have to do it, I will, I suppose. We haven't actually explored that much over in the Floating Parliament region. But this could be a very interesting one. I could also take this as an opportunity to go and try and find the place that we need to find. The ruins we need to find for the... What is her name? The person who's building the surveyor. There we go. Well, I should have seen that one coming. She wants to investigate the ruins of Duskin's Deep, which lie beyond Warbly Juxta Mare. I could, in theory, go to Warbly Juxta Mare and see if we can find the place that we need to go. At the same time, who knows? Depends if I need to go up that way. It seems like the most logical place to go, though. Either way, we're going to be doing a full circuit of Albion. So this episode is going to be quite fun, I fear. Assuming I don't run out of bloody fuel. The problem with this new engine is it does suck up a lot of fuel. Journal thing's not going. There we go. Bloody hell! I'll point out that genuinely made me crap myself. I was like, oh, it's just a tackety scout, it's fine. Uh-oh. Ugh. You know what? I think I might actually hate those things. They're so difficult to guess where they're going. Yeah, let's trap and collect some guests. We might be able to make the weapons at some point. I don't know if we can actually use it or not, but yeah, we could sell it if nothing else. It could be worth a pretty penny. And here we are at the Floating Parliament. Weird how there was a guest right outside of the Floating Parliament. I kind of expect those things to be around Terror'd ruins and things like that, but who knows? Maybe there is a big ruin below here that I haven't seen yet. Palace of Hymister? Compile a port report. Parliament has seen better days. While the palace is off limits to most, there are always ministers and civil servants whose busy schedules allow a moment for a free drink. You ask the obvious question. What's the point of Parliament when her renewed majesty never gives her assent to any of its proposed laws? They bristle. Tyrants fall, democracy endures. Okay, so there's another one. You know, I've just had a thought. It might have made more sense for me to go to London, see if I can get any prospects to send me to some of the places that I'm going anyway, and then we could make some money while we're doing it. Well, I think it's a dead end down this way anyway. At some point I am going to have to explore it. But I think I'm going to make my way to London. And then we'll see where that sends us. Because right now we have 2 of the 5 required port reports. The Serene Mausoleum. And the Floating Parliament. 2 of the most exciting places in Albion. But I think I will see you in London. Since we're driving straight past the Barbers and Workworld, I figured maybe let's go have a look. See what we need to get in there. And if we can get a port report from it. Because I know we can't get one from Little Nice because they've all got pre-recorded, not pre-recorded, but well-versed phrases that they use to dissuade visitors from obtaining any information. We actually have to get down onto the Workworld as far as I know. Alright, let's have a look, see, shall we? Oh, the last day of Horn Blazes. The Horn Blares. The factory doors creak open. those work welders lucky enough to have reached the end of their service blink in the light of freedom. They were young when they first arrived. Now their skin is calloused and wrinkled, aged not only by hard labour, but the slow burning light of the clockwork's sun. We could try and help someone. 60%. Damn it! The official forms are labyrinthine, written in the smallest possible type for workers who can barely read. Unfortunately, you have no luck sorting through them. The hope of freedom in the workers' eyes fade. They shuffle back through the gates. Okay, let's see if we can get down there. Join a tour of the Barbers and Workworld. Oh, we can stand for... Oh god, we can deliver the care package and things. I should probably do all of this, shouldn't I, while I'm here? Can you explain the nature of your delivery to the overseers? Some appropriately downtrodden workers are summoned. We have that box of stuff. The summoned workers are exquisitely downtrodden. The overseers take vocal pride in having gone an extra mile on your behalf and carefully selected the most miserable of a bad bunch. The amassed labourers shuffle their feet, apparently expecting a trick. Finally, a filth-faced man steps forward, ducking his head in greeting, and fumbles the package open. He picks out one of the bow tie manuals and stares at it for a while. A series of emotions pass very visibly over his face. Finally, he inclines his head and thanks you without inflection. Oh god, let's give a bunch of downtrodden workers the chance to learn how to tie a bow tie. If only I bought some stuff to actually get on the tour that wasn't. We could always stand for Parliament. 41% chance. Those who even have the time to notice your campaign are hard-edged and weary. They demand strength and purpose. Nope. The polls are not in your favour. Your opponents appear to have the will of the people behind them. Fortunately, it's a long way from here to Parliament. You suspect that it will not be long before the winner tires of their new position and steps down. Okay, well, I guess we're going to be joining the tour. The Overseer requires information. No one can be sentenced to the Workworld without there first being evidence of a crime. The Overseer listens intently to what you have to say. Useful. I think. We shall see what can be done with it. She directs you to a group by the tour leader, who shepherds you all into a side room. The tour leader hands out thick cloaks to keep off the smut. The group covers itself. The hood leads one woman, lends one woman, with her hair coiled up high on her head, an awkward shape and unexpected height. Satisfied, the tour leader begins a briefing. Receive a carriage clock. The tour leader presents you each with a carriage clock. As you know, time on the Workworlds move more velocitously than it does outside. In order to exempt you from the effects, we've had the looms spin a fold of external hours to cover the tour. Please carry these carriage clocks. They will show you how much time your protection will last for. Please don't stray. He pauses for emphasis. It is crucial that you stay with the tour. If your time runs out, every minute it takes for us to realise could be hours for you. There is a flurry of anxious whispers. Once it's subsided, the group is led onto the Workworld. Okay, so don't wander off. I'm really bad at not wandering off. What happens if I see something interesting on the side or something? Your group is accompanied by two overseers. The overseer bringing up the rear is a woman in her early 30s. She checks her carriage clock compulsively. We can admire the rugs. Our first stop on the tour is the Barbers and Rug Weaving Workshop. The overseer beams and gestures for you to enter a building larger than any other on the street. I was really confused then, it didn't do anything. An attractive young worker leaps up to greet you. This workshop was built thanks to the generosity of Lady Tur. Please admire our beautiful handcrafted rugs and weavings, exported for sale in London. Workers here gain skills that can support them for the rest of their days. The group of workers nod and smiles at you. One stands to better display their work. Another thanks you for your visit. The youth is the last to see you out. Perhaps I'll see you elsewhere in Albion. Admire the rugs. You've seen rugs like this in countless homes. They are cheap, within means of all but the poorest families, but we can smile at the workers, a simple act of human warmth. Admire the rugs. The handiwork is competent. Their predominant colours are black and gold, the Empress' favourites. Lions are popular designs, and unicorns and crowns. How patriotic. Your carriage clock ticks away, you have plenty of time. Moving on from the rug workshop, the tour is directed towards a glass factory. The air is yellow with smog. A fascinating aspect of Barbizon's is the mutually beneficial relationship between the place and its workers. The overseer makes a sweeping gesture. Make note of this smog. I'll explain more inside. The building you enter is heated by vast furnaces and ovens. Workers are blowing molten glass. The smog prevents much of the sun's heat from reaching Barbizon. Without factories such as this, Barbizon would freeze. The workers keep the factories alive. The workers heat the workworld. And it becomes a pleasant place to live. Here, work enriches life. Excuse me. Oh dear. Several of the group coo in admiration. One man boasts about his Barbizon glass collection. A young lady in gaudy finery turns to you. My parents paid for the main furnace to ensure that the poor would never go without. What did you fund? This whole thing seems very set up. You know, like if you go to a mine and like behind a door, a big red door that says do not enter, everyone's like dying and bleeding out on the floor, but in front of that it's a bunch of happy people smiling with the picks going, yay, look at how great it is to work here. We can either confess you are not one of the donors, you are a locomotive captain traversing the wilderness, defeating horrors, delivering goods, but perhaps one day you will engage in charitable endeavours, or we can declare you paid for the roof over your very heads. You don't like to boast for acts of charity are their own reward, but you are responsible for the workers' protection from the elements. Let's confess we are not one of the donors. The young lady blushes. So dangerous, so romantic. That sounds much more fun. Is it difficult? Perhaps my parents will buy me a locomotive. She seems bored for much of the rest of the tour. It seems the thrills of your profession outweigh the charm of inherited virtue. The tour moves on through the upper layer of Barbizon, towards a refinery that belches heat like a dying dragon. Peer through the window at the hour refiners. Please line up here. That's it. The overseer indicates alongside a long, low window. It has been recently cleaned to a shine. Inside, hard-working souls refine raw hours imported from the Reach. After this process, they may be spun in hour looms and put to use. He taps his carriage clock as an example. The refinery is a clamouring, roaring space of long benches, sweating workers, and rolling smoke. The overseer explains. The geodes containing the hours are cracked open, and the fibrous strands of salt-like time are separated with small chisels and saws. Men and women do the former work, children the latter. The filaments are then passed through a series of furnaces to remove impurities, which are, in turn, brushed away in an indigo slush. The slush is raked to ensure not even a stray minute is lost. Once the seconds and minutes and hours are extracted, they are seasoned, taken from a very high temperature to a very low one, and back. After this, the tangled clumps, the colour of the sky just before dawn or after dusk, are carded and wound into spools of long filaments. The overseer raps sharply on the window. As one, the nearby workers look up, smile, and wave. How wonderful. These people seem to be having so much fun. Hurry off after the rest of the tour. They have moved on swiftly. If you are separated from the tour, you might not be able to find your way back. Linger and watch. After the tour moves on, what do they do when they haven't got an audience? Seconds after your group has moved on, a worker in the middle of the front row leaps from her seat. She pulls on the striped blazer that had been hidden on her lap and dashes from the room. It's replaced by another, grey and exhausted. No one looks up. Your carriage clock ticks cheerily. You have used nearly half your time. Leaving the refinery behind, you turn through the streets towards the ceaseless ring of hammers. A short walk, and you enter a dusty yard. Watch the rock breaking. The tour leader adopts a noble frown. Unfortunately, not all work on Barbizon can be creatively fulfilling. We also produce raw components like gravel and aggregates. You have looped back to the yard near the bit between. The second overseer is already there. Men and women, hard with muscle, bright with sweat, are breaking rocks with sledgehammers. They wear vests and breeches with cloth masks to keep out the worst of the dust. We equip our workers with safety gear, just in case prolonged exertion in this air might prove unpleasant. As you can see, the regular exercise ensures they are strong and healthy. Many leave Barbizon with athletic inclinations and pursue fitness as a profession. A stout gentleman with a monocle sidles up to you. This whole place is just marvellous, eh? Kept busy while paying off debts, given new skills and education, simply marvellous. Agree, why not? Marvellous, the very word. Or equivocate. Well, on one hand, yes. On the other hand, no. And on the third hand, state to you that you are repulsed by the whole thing. You have had enough of this farce of a tour. Let's equivocate. Let's stay in the middle. Let's not play our hand. His eyebrow raises so far that his monocle falls. There's always something better, it's easy to say. And do you have any suggestions for exactly what? He swells with hurt pride. I donate what I can, and I come to this ghastly place to ensure it's well spent. What more do you want? Compassion. Come on, the overseer is gesturing at you angrily. We can't waste another moment, we have to leave now. Complete the tour of the Barbizon Workworld. It's important we return in plenty of time, so I'm afraid we'll have to end the tour here. The lead overseer circles the group, shepherding the hurdle through the doors back to the bit between. The second overseer takes a head count, a poor one, for she double counts twice before giving up. Nevertheless, she signals her partner to go ahead. I hope you appreciated our little tour, and we shall pass your thanks on to the workers of Barbizon. Perhaps, when they've paid off their debts, you'll see them again. The overseer shakes the hands of the most prominent donors. Of course, this entire endeavour is thanks to your generosity, he murmurs to them. While the group preens, he collects the carriage clocks. The overseer who takes your spent carriage clock draws you aside. You're a skyfarer, aren't you? We need for someone, without official connections to the governor, to help us with a delicate matter. We need someone who isn't one of the sponsors. Let's listen to the request. There are unsavoury individuals on Barbizon Workworld. They inveigle others to do their work so that they might have time to plot. They are fomenting unrest. He shakes his head. It won't do. It just makes the other workers unhappy. Next time, see if you can sneak away from the tour. I hear their leader is looking for outside assistance. He winces. For once, time is on their side. They have so long to plan. Relative to us. If you hear anything, pass it to me. I'll be around here. Suggest he does it himself. You're a visitor to this place. What the people do here is none of your concern. Tell him to go to the blazes. This place is an abomination. Revolution, if that's what he hints at, could be for the best. Make no promises. You won't reject him outright. Is he offering anything in return? Will he make it worth your while? Accept with apparent delight. The Workworlders are vital to London's industry. They keep debtors out of prison. Revolutionaries here are fools. Let's make no promises. Thank you. I wasn't hoping for anything more definite. He smiles. But it's not a happy one. I'll be putting a case to the governor. I'll make sure you're paid for any information that helps us quell unrest. Helps us keep the workers happy. He shakes your hand. Thank you. Come back to me if you hear anything. I'll be around. So that didn't actually help us get a port report. Yeah. We cannot get a report from Barbers and Workworld from London East. Oh well. I don't want to spend another savage secret on a tour, so I think I will come back here. I'm going to write this in my book because I will forget. We need a barrel of unseasoned hours. For the tour. That way I won't forget. Okay, well we're going to go back to London anyway. So let's make our way for London. We haven't really achieved a fat lot in this episode, have we? I mean, we've done the tour on Barbizon, which has unlocked that storyline, so I am interested in that. But I think there may be easier ways for us to get port reports, let's put it that way. Because there's Warbly Juxta Mare, that would give us 3. Clockwork Sun 4 and the Royal Society 5. Unless one of those doesn't count, which is decidedly possible. Where the hell am I going? This way. Uh-oh. One day I'll stop blowing myself up with my my gun. I keep thinking that I'm pressing the cannon, not the rocket launcher. And I'm hitting myself at point blank range with an explosive weapon, which is fun, ripping holes in the side of my beloved train. So, there we are at London. Let's have a look at the bazaar, shall we? Crockery for the macabre councillor. That is at the most serene mausoleum, so that doesn't help. Fireworks for Parliament. Well, I've just been there. I'm going to grab that just because at some point that will be useful. Because I have lots of carefully packed crates of munitions. I think, annoyingly, I may be running out of time. I have something I need to do in a minute, so I think I will have to end the episode here. We did a tour of the Barbers and Workworld, and that is definitely something I'm going to be looking at expanding upon in near episodes, hence why I've written it down. But either way, thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, let me know what you think. Your comments are greatly appreciated. And as always, I'll see you next time.